I had a moment once that I think brought back memories of when I was a kid. We camped. I've been a very outdoorsy person all my life, and I grew up in Michigan, so spent a lot of my time out in a tent and fishing, canoeing, sailing, all of that sort of thing. But I remember laying on a raft. This many years later was up in Mohawk Mountain, but laying on a raft in a really cold lake that reminded me of my Michigan roots, and just the heat of the sun that day and the coldness of the water. It was just perfect. So I guess that would be my idea of happiness. Some of the choral work that I hear in the city takes me to a place where I have to remember to remind myself to breathe, because I'm just so caught in the beauty of the moment, that the performance, but the music as well. A great performance and great music coming together is just so transcendent that's really I look for those moments. You can't manufacture them. You have to grab them when you get them. In the field of music, I think my hero would be Robert Shaw, who's a very famous American choral conductor who I studied with. I was lucky enough to audition for a group that he put together in the late 60s, early 70s. And he had a summer program, an entire summer of studying the Bach B minor Mass with Robert Shaw. And we had other classes too, of course, with sight singing and theory and composition, but the choral work with him and that particular piece, I still have my signed score with all of his annotations from that summer. So he's probably the top musical hero of mine. I like to goof around in class. I make faces, I act out characters, I use phrases that I know the kids have heard on TV, and I love it that they laugh. They do laugh, and it just makes me go for more. So I guess that's my stage, is performing in the classroom with my willing cohort. Your job is huge because you're in charge of not just getting it together to put it on stage, but then the director, I always have been jealous, they get to sit down and watch it. And the music director is in the moment-to-moment cueing for each entrance, for each instrument, changing as things change on the stage, adapting the music to make sure that it's fitting with not only how you've rehearsed it, but how the person that's performing that night is feeling it. So it's a big job, but it's very electrifying. My thing is, like, I don't care if you have to sit down, that's fine. Or if you can't be up there with everybody else, but you can be over on the side, and then when you feel like it, you can come up. That's something that we do. I mean, we don't make them do something outside of their comfort level when you know that that's paralyzing for kids. But if you slowly, I've seen it, slowly take them where they are and just slowly bring them up. By the time they're out of fourth grade, they're not having a problem. They're okay up there with their classmates. I think there's a better quote than the one I'm going to say. I'm paraphrasing, but I think every good teacher needs to be a perennial learner.